Hello, people of the internet. I'm Massive Guy, and today I'm going to come at you with a blue-white heroic deck tech. Now, I'm sorry for the lackluster quality of this video. I usually do use my computer webcam, but for some reason, the quality sucks. So I'll have to work on that. But anyway, let's just get into the deck. So we're running 12 basic planes. And then we have 7 basic islands. What the fuck? I swear I need to really do these again. 2 copies of Tranquil Code just for a little bit of life gain, and 1 Mystic Monastery because it can make blue and white. Now, before I enter the creature base, I want to say something. There are no Hero of Iroas in this deck. I only had 1, and I didn't think putting it in the deck would be relevant. Now, there are some cases where having it on the field would be relevant, but the deck functions fine without it. I'm going to start with 4 copies of Favorite Hoplite. It is a 1/2 for 1. He's your optimal turn 1 play because he's got the heroic, so you can just say, you know, turn 1, play this, turn 2, ordeal, swing for 3. So. And then we have the All-Star, well, one of the All-Stars of the deck, the 4 copies of Battlewise Hoplite. This guy is just great. He may be Azorius color, which is off-tempo a little bit, but if you can get him on turn 2, after a turn 1 Hoplite, and you just target him, you can just start manipulating the top of your deck and getting in there for major damage. So, and then we have 4 copies of Seeker of the Way. He is just there for the life gain, honestly. You don't want to target him with a spell unless you're going to go for game, and you basically have protection, 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 unblockable, bam. So, he's really in there for the turn. You can drop him on turn 2 if you can't drop Battlewise, and, oh, damn it. I'm sorry, guys. It's been such a long time since I've uploaded a deck tech. So. Then we have 2 copies of a Chroma Skyguard. He's in here for the evasion, really. That's all he's here, is the fact that he's flying, and I don't have any Shadow Walks in the deck. So, yeah. And then 3 copies of Heliod's Pilgrim. 3 mana 1/2 gets you an aura from your deck. There are 6 auras in this deck, so searching one up is pretty easy. And I think there's 2 in the sideboard. And then lastly, 1 copy of Obzon Falconer. This is amazing. You have no idea. He's 3 mana for a 2/3 with Outlast, and he gives all your +1/+1. He gives all your creatures with +1/+1 counters flying. So you turn 4, you give this untap, boom, all your hero creatures all of a sudden have flying, which is why they're so Shadow because he's just a better one of them, to be completely honest. Next up, we have 4 copies of Defiant Strike. Somehow this is a common, and I only have 2 copies, and yet I have every other card in the deck. I think the highest rarity is uncommon, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, uncommon. No rares in the deck. Some of the rares are on the sideboard, but anyway. You know, this is just great. It's 1 mana, it can target your creature, so you trigger Heroic, you get a power buff, and you get to draw a card. This is everything Blue-Eye Heroic wants. Along with your usual 4 copies of God's Willing, to give your creatures protection from removal, to punch through the extra damage from blockers. It's a great all-around high-quality spell. 2 copies of Mortal Ardor. For those who don't know what it does, it is a 1 mana instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 in lifelink. So your opponent thinks, oh, you have 1 white mana up, okay, I'm just gonna kill it. And then you say in response, give it lifelink, trigger prowess, okay. Stuff is gonna get fun. And the last instant in the deck, 2 copies of Feat of Resistance. It's basically God's Willing, except it gets an extra +1/+1 counter and is an extra mana. So, 2 copies of Treasure Cruise in the main deck. These were originally on the sideboard, but this card's just so good. Like, it helps you refuel so easily. It draws you into more gas that you need against control decks since they're so prominent right now. And like I said, there are 6 auras in the deck, 2 Aqueous Form, and 4 Ordeal of Thassa. Aqueous Form is great because you can make your creature unblockable to get past, you know, Stormbreath Dragon and whatnot. And Ordeal is great just because it can draw you some extra cards. So that does it for the main deck. Let's go to the sideboard. Our first card is a 1/0 Resolute Archangel. This card is great. Just puts you back up to 20 life if you're up against an aggro deck, which is sweet. 2 more Mortals Ardor, which once again coming against the aggro decks. Like I said, control is prominent, but that doesn't mean it's the only deck running around. There are aggro decks out there who want to kill you before you get the chance to come online. 2 copies of Negate, just so that, you know, I wish I had Stubborn now because the card's just way better. But Negate's fine, honestly. But I'd say replace it with Stubborn Denial, at the very least. And then 2 copies of Reality Shift. This card is just amazing. It exiles a creature for 2 mana, and they manifest. It's a 2/2. Okay, you're going to beat me with a 2/2? I have a 6/7. Good luck. And then 2 copies of Glimpse the Sun God. Most people have no idea what this card remotely does. You can tap X target creatures and scry one. So what you do is that at the end of your turn, if you have a bunch of mana, you say, okay, at the end of your turn, since all my heroic guys haven't attacked yet, I'm going to target them, tap them, untap them, swing. It's a huge, huge blowout. 2 copies of Glare Heresy because Elspeth is huge right now. 2 copies of Oppressive Rays to hold off black decks. Or, you know, green ramp decks, because you can just say, okay, put this on your Elvish Mystic. Good luck. And then lastly, 2 copies of Banishing Light, because removal is removal, and this format is all about removing threats for cheap. So that is my budget blue-white heroic deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any suggestions to the deck, please leave them in the comment section below. And please tell me how to make the quality of my videos better, because honestly, I may know how to edit to an extent, but I don't know how to improve a webcam. Alright. See you guys later. Last guy out.